guess I'm going to get you guys out of here as soon as I possibly can with this. So let's actually cut right in. We're going to start off with what is semi-private personal training. So I know I've talked to a lot of you guys about this model, and we're really excited to be presenting it to you guys as well today. But first of all, it starts with what's called the FMS. And you guys are going to see that in a little while. This is an exercise test that basically goes through and measures imbalances or asymmetries in the body as far as if your left side is stronger or more flexible than your right side, just for a particular example. But doing that is basically going to make your body go through bad movement patterns. So say if you're restricted on one side, you won't be able to get the range of motion that your body is supposed to be getting. And therefore, it's going to make your body go into a bad movement pattern. And you can get stronger in that movement pattern. You'll hear me say this again, but basically all you're doing is strengthening bad movement, if that makes sense too. So when you're strengthening bad movement, you're putting basically pressure on your joints that should not be there, which overall leads to things like arthritis and so on and so forth, but leading to injuries. Okay, so that's really what that FMS is based upon. It'll actually correct these type of asymmetries and imbalances that are in the body through corrective exercise prescription. So what we do is we find what these imbalances or asymmetries are for you individually, and then we actually prescribe and actually infuse corrective exercise into your personalized program. Okay, so individual program design, that's another thing that basically I was just talking about right there. First things first, we talk about your goals and what you're looking to do. We also take into consideration your ability levels as well, and then infuse the FMS into that to make sure that it's basically for Linda, it's for Joan, it's for for anyone. For anyone who's going to have a different routine, it's not going to be my routine, it's going to be your routine. Okay, so that's really how it goes. The individual attention, that's another huge deal. So it's 3 clients to 1 trainer ratio. So there's going to be tons of individual support, whether you're looking to really bring it to the next level and need that extra push, you need that extra eye on you, or if you're just having issues or basically need a lot of individual attention, due to the fact that you might have injuries that really haven't been attended to properly and you haven't been able to actually recover from properly as well. So either way you look at it, you'll get that individual attention you're looking for right there. Next, okay, so this is actually the functional movement screen system that we're actually going to use, and I know it's a little bit tough to see just with the lighting and stuff. I didn't want to turn all the lighting off, but you'll get a better viewing of this, or actually we'll be actually going through this actual procedure when we actually do our demonstration of the FMS testing. We're going to be doing that in just a little bit. But like I said, it does find the asymmetries and imbalances, and we actually put this, our findings, so to say, right into your routine for you as well. We actually also give them to you for homework. I know everyone likes homework here, right? But again, if you actually practice these and utilize these, say 1 time even per day, you're going to notice a huge difference with your body movement and really just a lot of joint issues that may have been there. They'll start to actually dissipate as well with time. So again, we're going to get back to this in a little bit, the actual FMS. Where am I here? So program design. Program design here, first of all, based off individual goals, ability levels, and FMS findings. We talked about that as well. Second thing, concentration on individualized performance and movement pattern progression. So what we're going to be basically doing is pretty much measuring, and we know all you guys very well, at this point as far as your movements, and I could look at you and basically know where you should start, level 1, level 2, level 3, is in terms of boot camp here. So those are actually going to be assigned to you specifically, so you'll actually be at your individual level progression. That's pretty much what that means right there. Next after that, the semi-private model is really based off strength development. So overall strength development with completely different training techniques, leaving your body completely different feel and result. So it's funny because you could literally take, who was in the Saturday session today? There's a couple people here. So you could literally take this routine that you did today, let's just say, not that it would be like this, but with the actual execution and the way that we're going to be actually presenting it over there, you'd be like, wow, that was a completely different workout. The same exact exercises, let's just say, but the completely different feel due to the way that we're actually going to be prescribing it and executing it over there. So it's really based more on the strength component as well. So I think you guys will find that interesting. And anyone who, I know Linda and Michael, is Phoebe here?
No, she had something to do.
So you guys can attest to that. When you went through it, it was just like, when you got done, it was like, wow, what a completely different approach. So it's definitely up there. So again, that 3 to 1 client to trainer ratio, big time personal attention. And the recovery program, I want to talk to you guys about that too. The recovery program is going to run the same schedule that we do here in our large group personal training boot camps. except it's just going to be, your times are going to be the exact same. So say you're coming 2 times a week over there, and it's Tuesday, Thursday at 8:30. It's still going to be, during the recovery week, Tuesday, Thursday at 8:30. It's just going to be a recovery routine infused into that for you. Okay, so the recovery routine, you're not going to have to worry about, changing your times and whatnot. It's just going to be that recovery built in, because recovery is still 100% essential. It's 100% essential, but it'd be more based upon the foam rolling and the corrective movements that we prescribe through your FMS. So there'll be a lot of correctives with those type of things as well. So that's what you're going to be seeing for that. I had a couple notes on here, but my writing is absolutely terrible. So, yeah, I had everything. Look at that. Trying to go as fast as possible. I needed notes because if I don't have notes, I'll just talk and talk and talk, and then Dan's going to walk out before we're done. All right. So what are the benefits? Oh, I see how you made this, Cass. I can do every one, huh?
No, just one more hit. There.
Oh, cool. There they are. There they are. There's a lot in here. So, we talked about the corrective exercises infused. Okay, because again, if you're training movement patterns that are wrong, you're just strengthening bad movement. So again, that's a huge, huge thing right there. Continually progressive design routines change monthly. So this goes on a monthly phase progression. The way that I designed this program is basically for month progressions. So you're going to be going through periodization cycles, and periodization cycles are basically goal-oriented time sequences, more or less. So for this amount of time, the routines are more concentrated on this area of fitness, whether it be muscular strength, let's call it. The next phase might be more concentrated on muscular endurance, so on and so forth. So you're going to be hitting all those different areas and all those different components of fitness to make sure that you're getting a real well-rounded type of programming for what you're looking for. Of course, these are also going to be geared upon what you come to us and tell us that you're looking to do, right, when we actually get into this program design as well. So it's not cookie cutter by any means whatsoever. Going to the next thing, more concentrated and measurable strength gain and endurance gains, because the workouts are all recorded. So everything that we ever do is all recorded for you. So last week, Bob, when you were in here, I know that you were doing a dumbbell shoulder press with 25s and you got 12 reps, no problem. So this week we're going to go up to 30s. So it's really cool because we can measure, and I can know when someone is ready to go up, as opposed to like, okay, I think you were at about 20, was that right? So I mean, we don't have to waste any time guessing or whatnot. Every single repetition, every single set that you do is all recorded here, so we can visibly see your progression.
Not video recorded, just written.
Correct. Yeah. I mean documented. I should say documented. Yeah. So we're going to video cameras all over that new studio. It's going to be great. Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that. Everyone's like, I'm out here. Yeah. So, complete body development, reduction in joint trouble issues, better coordination. I mean, these are types of things that a lot of people are really dealing with. And these are some serious issues as well. I mean, who wouldn't want to get rid of some joint issues, right? That's a huge deal. Better coordination, we can all use that. Because I'll tell you what, with age, what's probably one of the biggest fears, when people are getting older? Falling. Yeah, absolutely. Better coordination is going to mitigate that right there. Better overall mobility and stability in your everyday life. There you go. So just moving overall quality is going to be improved through this type of program. So all 4 benefits lead to one truly amazing workout. I promise you guys that. Let's see. Yeah, so I wrote down a note here for the first one, and I just want to kind of touch on the word compensation. And that's again what a lot of people are dealing with without really knowing. So again, if I have, like I know Tyler, for example, when we did this, his hamstrings are really tight, and his left side is tighter than his right side. So it means that his right side is basically being compensated for. And when that happens, again, it's just the friction over time, and just like anything, just like if you have a bad wheel bearing or anything like that, over time, it just goes. So that's really important to correct those. And the more even your body can be, the more correct your movements are going to be, the more correct your joints are going to be, less friction, and everything's going to be happening properly. So that compensation is really a great word to actually kind of describe what we're getting rid of, in this type of programming. So who should be in semi-private personal training? So again, it's great because this program, the way I designed it, it's able to really hit any ability level, truly. Whether you need extra help because you just can't, completely get through, or whether you're like, man, I'm ready to take it to the next level, or whether you're an athlete, who really wants to take it to the next level and really needs it for a professional indication or anything like that, it can absolutely complement all those type of needs. So, do you feel like boot camp is too much for your body? Okay, so you're not able to keep up. Maybe you have, some issues that really need that special attention. Do you feel like you could push to another level? So you're doing awesome here, you know, but you're ready to take a step up. Absolutely. Do you feel like you have restrictions, asymmetries, or imbalances? You may not even know. But if you feel like you do you feel like you have anything that's hindering your performance? Okay? Are you ready to take your fitness to the next level and get the best fitness of your life? You have injuries that prevent you from doing everything that we do in boot camp. So again, that's that special education area right there. Do you want more individual guidance and attention? So all those are really going to be warrant to what this program is really going to be evolving for you. And really, you know, I'll tell you the truth too, because I mean, boot camp, what we do here for our large group personal training is absolutely state of the art. It really is. You know, not to toot the horn of the program, but it really is. We've done a ton of research on it, and we really do a ton of individual modifications, which a lot of you guys in here know about that. But this is basically just taking that to the next level. It's pretty much what this is. You know. All right. So here's basically a comparison of the two programmings right here, just so you can kind of see what you're getting, you know, and what the differences are really going to be. So boot camp is more of a metabolic approach. It's fat burning, muscle toning, individual mods, and state-of-the-art programming. So metabolic bliss, an amazing fat burn for muscular engagement. I had to use metabolic bliss, so it sounded good. It sounded good. But basically, that's really what it is. You know, it's for, you know, when someone comes into our large group personal training boot camp, and basically, I know what they're here for. You know, they're basically here to lose body fat, tone their muscle system, and get in great shape. And that's literally what the program is designed to do. Okay, if you come in here and you're like, I want to be a bodybuilder, it's really not for you. You know what I mean? It's really not. You know, and that's okay. You know, but what percentage of the population really wants to do that? And then there's specificity for that, you know, somewhere else as well. You know, overall body conditioning and metabolic skyrocket due to the afterburn effect. I've talked to actually a couple of you guys about this, but I'm glad I get to talk to you guys about this for a second here, because the afterburn effect is awesome. Basically, through the metabolic work that you do here in our boot camps, the afterburn effect basically means that when you walk out the door, you're still burning calories, okay? Because your body does not settle back down to that equilibrium. You know, your body is basically in like spasticity. It's going nuts because you were up and down and up and down and up and down during that workout, maybe literally in a lot of cases. Okay, you know, but still the same thing is that you're really not going to be like, okay, for example, when you jump off the treadmill, your body just kind of settles back down and you're good to go, you know. But here, the afterburn effect actually lasts for up to 48 hours after your workout. You know, so basically if you're doing a workout Monday, and then you come back in Wednesday, just as your body's kind of starting settling, you're right back up in that afterburn effect. So again, what you burn here, say you burn 500 calories here in a workout. Again, you won't ever hit that rock bottom equilibrium because you're probably going to be hitting another workout in 48 hours. So that's really what this is about. So that's actually scientifically proven, and these workouts are actually scientifically proven through research to burn 9 times more fat than traditional strength training, truthfully. So that's really what this design is based on here. So large group personal training, not your traditional boot camp. So that's another thing as well. You know, we use the boot camp word because it's a great buzzword. I mean, it's a great buzzword. You know, it just truly is. And everyone hears boot camp, they're like, oh, it sounds really cool and intense and so on and so forth. But who's been to another boot camp before? Anyone been to another boot camp? It's completely different. You know what I mean? And I can say that in confidence because I've researched them all. That's just what I do. I'm free.
I chose you.
What's that?
I chose you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. No, but it's true though. You know, I mean, I've done it. You guys know through the emails and stuff like that. My vast emails that are 40 pages long. I've traveled through the country and I've really looked at this stuff because I wanted to make sure that I was confident to be able to stand here and say this is pretty much the cream of the crop that's out there. I've seen the programs. You walk in to say YMCA or Golds and anything like that, and you have a boot camp, you're like, are you kidding me? You know, like wow. You know, so we use boot camp because it's a great buzzword, but our approach is large group personal training. You know, the individual modifications, the individual attention. It's not just me standing here being like, okay, everyone watch me, and Maureen's in the back of the room doing it completely wrong and she's never going to know about it. You know what I mean? So that's really a huge difference here as well, is it is individually tailored in that large group. So that's what you're dealing with here. As far as semi-private personal training, we talked about the focus being overall strength and development here with completely different training techniques, leaving your body feeling completely different. And I talked about that. It's basically the approach and how we execute over that, which is going to differentiate from over here. So with the strength gains, we deal a lot of times with repetition ranges over there. So call it 12s. We'll call it 12s for today. When you're doing 12 repetitions, you may be able to do, say, we're going to say a squat. We'll just say a squat, for example. When you're doing a squat over here, you probably won't be using the same resistance that you'll be using over there because over there, we know you're going to be getting 12 repetitions. So we might be able to use a heavier load. Okay? And that's going to give your body a completely different feel. And the great thing is that we're going to try to get the most that you can get, let's just say, okay, for that 12 repetitions. Over here, you might have picked a weight that was 30 pounds less than that, let's just say. So the feeling that your body's going to get over there is going to be completely different because you're more or less pushing your body to the next level, okay, through that, because we kind of know where we're shooting for, we know where the limit's going to be, that 12 repetitions, and how much can we do for that 12 repetitions in perfect form? You know, that's kind of just an example of why it's more based towards that strength development over there. Individual program design, we talked about that, based upon ability levels, FMS testing, and also those corrective and fused. A 3-to-1 client to trainer ratio with that, and the concentration on individual performance and movement pattern progression. So that's a huge, huge thing, is all about the movement pattern progressions over here. You are retested on the FMS to basically see, okay, where are we at? With the corrective that we infused, do we have to change anything? Do we have to modify anything? Are you past this? Because there's also levels of progression with the FMS as well. You start off, say, with these 3 movements, and once you pass those 3 movements, then you go on to the next 3, let's just say, which are a little bit more difficult in that realm, but it'll take your correction that you need to the next level of that as well. I had a couple notes on here that I know were important. I want to make sure that I read them to you guys. There's a couple things that I'm going to be reading to you guys, just because when I wrote it, I can write it a lot better than I can just sit here and say it. Let's see. I hit on that. Man, I'm hitting on all this stuff. So, you know, one thing I do want to actually stress too is about fat loss. Just basically so you know, the semi-private is, yeah, strength development stuff, but I'll tell you what, it's a heck of a fat loss system too. You know, so don't think that, oh, okay, this is fat loss and that isn't. They're completely both fat-lasting systems. So the semi-private individual program for max individual attention with tons of fat loss. Now that's a huge, huge thing I want to bring you guys' attention as well. Is that they're really both geared, our entire system here as a unit is really geared for that fat loss overall. Okay. So basically, again, that over there is pretty much the next step in the evolution of fitness is basically kind of how I wanted to approach it. That was kind of my definition of what it was, you know, because of the individual attention and because of the specificity of the program design that's going to be over there as well. That's pretty much that. Okay. As far as the circle of fitness, and that's basically how I want to describe basically the compilation of both programs. I talked to you guys about how the program is cool because both programs can actually be infused together and meshed to pretty much complete what I like to call the circle of fitness, the complete circle of fitness. So you have the semi-private, you have the group personal training. Both of them are going to do different things, but they're based upon relatively the same type of frequencies, more or less. Okay, so they're both geared towards fat loss. You'll definitely, obviously, gain strength from here, you know, coordination and so on and so forth. But this is basically to the next level, on steroids, if you will. Okay, the two mesh together. Again, like I said, you can bring it to the next level. You know, if you're in the group personal training here and you want to bring it to the next level, add that semi-private, it's going to be a huge, huge thing for it. And you'll tell pretty instantly too. So that's going to be a big thing. A couple of notes on this here I want to share with you guys. So basically, I want to read this about the semi-private group personal training. This is one of those things I want to read. So both systems function differently. So both touch on all components of fitness, but boot camp is more of a metabolic burst approach, overall body conditioning in a large group. Semi-private is completely individually customized, monthly programs geared to cover all components with even more attention to detail. Okay, so that's going to be a really big thing here. From the first second you experience the FMS, which you guys will see, to the corrective warm-up, because these corrective exercises are actually going to be infused into your warm-up as well, to your continually evolving personal result routine. Okay, so that's really how the semi-private is basically geared towards in words, without me being able to say that because my mouth right here. As far as the, let's see, so I talked about that as well. So that's basically, again, the two mesh together. I just wanted to reiterate the fact that it's not really one or the other. You know, you can have success in both programs, absolutely. Say if you're just doing semi or you're just doing boot camp over here, you'll absolutely have success in that. But truly, I'm doing both. I'm excited for it because I can't wait. I'm going to be doing, say, probably 3 here, 2 there. That's what I'm going to do. You know, because I know that that's going to bring me to the next level. You know, so that's kind of the best way I can really explain that. Live FMS screen.
Click one more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Mike.
well, Mike already did it. Mike already did it. So Mike's like, right, good. So, what we're going to be doing now, guys, is actually going to be a live FMS testing. And I just want to give you guys the opportunity to really see this and see how we actually do this testing procedure to actually find what's going on with the components. And it'll be cool because I'll be able to actually explain to you what's going on and what I'm looking for. You know, so you guys can actually see, oh yeah, those hamstrings are tight. And, oh yeah, that shoulder might have a, you know, an issue with it. It might have an imbalance, you know, which might be messing up the movement. So, anyone want to do it, or am I going to be doing it on Tyler? All right?
No, someone's going to do it. And you'll be recorded too. So, do you want to bring it up here?
You want to put the camera over here, maybe?
You want to do it right there?
Yeah, maybe this would be. Stretch that just so everyone can see it. Yeah,
All right, like, actually, you want to pick this?
Over there to help.
I was thinking right through this
You
here
want
just
to
so
pick it
everyone
up?
can get an idea.
No, because I'll shake.
Angle it, can it?
Yeah.
So the FMS is a 7-exercise test here. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to conduct. It might take me another minute or two just because I'll be explaining it to you guys a little bit differently. The first exercise is actually going to be a deep squat. So starting off here, the components as far as when we actually execute this, we more or less just give you a quick demonstration. Try not to actually explain to you what we're looking for, because then it's going to be more or less something, well, I'm trying to do that. We just want to see what your movement pattern is. You know, because that's what we're looking for, is movement pattern. So starting off here, you're putting the bar on top of your head, 90 degrees, the elbows here. All right, and you'll be pressing it down, above the top of your head, trying to drop your hips straight down. All right, you can give it a turn.
That's it. That's what I tried to hamstring.
So basically what I'm looking for is I'm looking for different components.
You got to
as far as
move
what
up a
Arnie
little
actually
more.
executes here.
Got to move up. More.
So you're going to go like this.
All right.
90 degrees, top of your head. Put the bar on. Now lift it all the way up. I want you to drop right down to a deep squat. So drop your hips all the way down, see how low you can get. There we go. Keep going to get 3 tries. 3 tries. And you can see the rotation in his knee, how it rotates to the inside right there. So now we're going to check this out right here. The next component here. So it's based on a 0 to 3 scale. 3 being basically graduated movement, 0 being not graduated movement, more or less. Okay? So I'm going to try the same exact move here, right on top. Try to drop it all the way down, all the way to the top. Same deal, put that 90 degrees at the top of the head with that bar. Yep, and lift it all the way straight up and drop it. Okay. Good, good. All right, moving on to the next one here. We've got a hurdle step variation. So, you should actually jump up right here. You just actually pull your pant leg up. So I'm measuring what's called the tubular tibiorosity. That's going to give me basically an area that I can actually set up for Arnie to step over here. And you guys are going to like this one here.
What is it?
21. And more or less how we're going to explain this one here is just like so. You'll be stepping right up to the FMS. Bar you can put right behind your head. Stepping right up about an inch apart here. Vision straight forward. We're actually stepping over, touching one heel, stepping right back. Okay? You're going to get 3 attempts on each side. All right? Keep your body as straight as you can.
Alternate sides or?
You're just going to go 3 on left, 3 on right. And I'll kind of start, I'll try to point out a couple things that I'm noticing here with Arnie as he's going. So you can actually go right behind the head. Vision straight forward, looking at me. And again, you want to tap your heel, keep your toe up, and move right through. Good, so that side's pretty nice. And one more. Good. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking to see, does his hip have to go out? Can he lift straight up over? Does he hunch forward? These are all indications of basically asymmetries, imbalances. Left side looks good, let's see the right. All right, so the right has a little external rotation. So right there, there's a little asymmetry happening. Beautiful. So basically that means that there's compensation that's happening in his hips and also in his low back, because everything's connected right there. Okay, so that's one thing right there. Inline lunge. So with this right here, we're going to be taking actually the same measurement that we just did, if you saw this, right? So 21 is his length of his tibial tuberosity. So lining up the 0, heel goes to the 21. So we're in straight alignment. Whatever leg is leading, hand goes on top. Other hand goes basically right below. So you want one hand behind the head, one hand right behind the bum. So we're taking that knee right down behind that heel, keep the body straight up. 3 times on that. So start with left foot forward. So left hand goes up above the top of the head, just like so. Yep, exactly. Got it? Got it. And your drop body straight down.
Can you touch?
Got it. 3 times. Okay. So right there's a little bit of a side tilt right there. Again. Just try it right. And that's the thing too, so yeah, because there are, obviously indications where people aren't able to do the movements. So there's actually a scoring system for that as well. That's a completely normal thing. We'll see that as we get up to that. So even something like this is completely normal. When you do a general lunge, you have a little bit of gap between your feet here, you're straight line. So it's a completely different feel. So a lot of these movements are not, okay, when you saw the squat, his knees did go over his toes. Okay, so it's not really using those components. It's more about what's his flexibility, what's his movement range. That's really what this test is based on. So you can see that he's got basically a balance issue with the right leg forward right away. You see that? Go for it. Let's see what we got. You got it, 2 more. Right there. See 1 more. Now it takes a little time. Yeah, probably the shoulders as well, yeah. Good. So right there, definitely in balance. Definitely in balance right there. Comes with a pretty big
Like
time.
6 tries
So
just
check
to
that.
get on the thing.
Next one here. This is my worst one. So my demonstration, this was going to be absolutely terrible. Shoulder mobility. Okay, so this is going to be talking about what side of your shoulder has more mobility and movement range. Okay, so more or less we can go to this one. You need that for this one here. So with this one, you're making a fist just like so, arms out to the side. What we're actually doing is going to be reaching one swoop, actually bringing one hand behind the head on the top, one hand behind the back. You can see the gap between my hands, that's not good. All right, so basically you have to, so none of this basically. None of it caught up. It's one quick swoop, and you get 3 attempts, and then you can go on the opposite side as well.
Where's your hands supposed to go?
You're trying to actually get your hands to get as close together and touch.
Good
Yes,
luck.
yeah. So, yeah.
Arnie, if you could stand where Trevor was standing, that would be helpful. Thanks.
So basically what we're doing is as far as the test goes, if you're within 1 palm's length, that's considered a 3. If you're in 1.5, which is 12, okay, so he's 9, so 12. Okay. So probably like 13 inches roughly, he'd be getting a 2. And then if it's more than that, he'd be getting a 1, so on and so forth. And now the indications with the numbers are, if you're in the 1 range or the 2 range, those are definitely areas we want to be hitting on. If there's an asymmetry as far as you got a 2 on the left and a 1 on the right, that's really something we really focus on as well. So that's really what we're trying to find here is where are your imbalances. So let's check out Arnie's here. So you can go either arm on top, whatever arm's on top is going to be the side that we're indicating here. All right, so actually turn towards everyone so everyone can kind of see what's going on here.
No, backwards.
Backwards.
Towards me, sorry about
I
it.
want to see how good you can.
All right.
Yep. Okay. And hold it still right there. So you can see definitely we're past that point. All right, let's see one more. One more with that one left. Okay. Yep.
Trying to get the extra thumb in there, aren't you?
So basically, when is it a 0? When there's pain. Okay, so that's basically what the 0 indicates right there. So even though he was outside of that range big time, it's still a 1 because there wasn't a pain ratio. Let's hit the other side here.
What do you mean by? We didn't ask him if there was pain.
Well, there's a pain test coming up. That's the best part. And basically it's not a hard one at all, really. It's basically a little hurt or shoulder impingement. That's what we're going to be testing for next. So let's hit the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, and second one. Okay. That's the one. So he's about even, huh? Okay, let's see one more. So right there, he got 1-1. So right there, that's going to be one area that we're going to be working on with Arnie all the way, and I knew that right away. So here's basically for your shoulder impingement test. So you can take your right hand, put it on your left shoulder, push down, and you're going to raise your elbow up several times. Any pain in there? No? The other side. So basically what's going to happen is that, let's see, this side here, same deal. Issue? Pain?
Trevor, move back.
Do something else if you feel a lot of pain.
Right. But Arnie's got a high pain tolerance, so his indication of no pain is probably there's something going on. You can tell by his face. You sound kind of cringing a little bit there. Okay, so and that's the bad side.
Just one.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So right there, we also take that into consideration with program design as well. Okay, so that's going to be a big thing. Is that? Oh, okay, that a little bit. Sorry, trying to take this so we can get this online. Okay, so.
You'll hear my comments in the video.
So a shoulder impingement is basically going to be something where you're having tendons that are basically flicking over bones and so on and so forth. It's not really a comfortable thing if anyone is dealing with that here. So there are ways that we can compensate the routine for that as well.
How do you fix it?
Basically, the true fix is surgery.
Oh, okay. But you'll do an exercise to improve.
Yeah, we can change hand variations and whatnot to compensate for that as well, so it's not as invasive, more or less. As I deal with the same thing, so I know it really well. The next one here, active straight leg raise. So with this one, we're basically laying down. Actually, this is right. So you're going to be actually center the knee right over the bar, just like so.
Okay.
Arms will be at the side, and then T, you're going to come up here. We're basically measuring halfway between the hip, just like so, and between the knee. And all you're going to be doing is actually trying to figure out more or less how high we can get with the straight leg variation. All right, so what I'm going to have you do is not have you rotate your foot out. As soon as you rotate your foot to the outside, that indicates compensation. All right, so keep that leg straight.
The one that you're raising?
The non-raising leg. So that's something I just wanted to point out to you guys so you can look, watch his foot. When you see that foot start to convert to the outside, that's going to be more or less an area that we're going to be actually looking for right away to measure this. So we'll start left.
Well, no, it happens automatically. You can try and not move it, but I think.
Yeah, you'll try not to move, but then your leg won't go any further. So that's good. That's good. So it wants to be nice and slow, and then you're going to hold it there.
How many times?
3. Okay. And then don't kick it up. Raise it. Okay. Keep that leg a little bit straighter.
Stop.
Good. That's good. And let's get the right.
Sometimes my hamstring's really tight on the left side.
So hamstring's not the issue. And that's a cool thing is that you can actually really tell. Okay, so right there, and that's an imbalance as well because he's not able to get as far on the one side. So it could actually be your right side. That could be your issue. You know, so these are the type of findings that you're going to see because he's like, oh man, my left hamstring is super tight. But he actually scored a 3 in his left hamstring. His range of motion there was a 3. So, but due to the fact that he had an asymmetry there because his left side, that's my concern. He got a 2 on his right side, a 3 on his left. So there's an indication there, definitely. Okay. Torso stability push-up. This one's fun. All right, so here we're going to be like so on the ground. You can actually lay right down with me, Ernie. All right, so here basically what we're doing is laying flat down on the ground, arms 90 degrees at the elbows here. Your thumbs are going to be lined up where your forehead is. All right, we're going to be actually straightening our toes like so, so big your toes on the ground, straighten the legs and tighten your butt. And then we're going to be actually lifting our elbows up, just like so. You can actually go in a regular push-up position, and you're literally lifting your entire body as a unit. Okay, so this is obviously not a traditional push-up form, but this is again measuring a lot of different things. How strong is this core? That's what this is saying, because if your core is not strong, what's going to lag behind? Okay, so that's what we're looking for here. So you're just like that. You raise your elbows up, like so. Really tighten those toes in the ground, tighten the bum, lift the legs up first, and now you want the whole body to come up as one unit. Let's see how he does. All right, so there's a little bit of lag. You get 2 more. Okay, that one's pretty even. Let's get 1. Good. So that's actually a 3 right there because he corrected. So that's why we give 3 is because we give your body natural time to correct itself. All right, so that's really why we give 3. Because the first time you do it, it's kind of like, oh, you gotta get the feel. You gotta get the feel of that. So, rotary stability. We got 1 more. 1 more. Rotary stability. This one is not one that I've been looking for to demonstrate to you guys because this is terrible for me. Absolutely terrible. All right. So what we're going to be doing here is actually lining up knees touching, hands touching. You want quadruped position. So more or less, I have 90 degrees at my arms here, 90 degrees at the hips. All right. And all we're going to be doing is actually trying to lift both hand and leg on the one side to lift it straight out. Tyler can kind of do it. I can't. I'm going to have to lean big time. So we're looking to do this, bring it in towards the center, touch, and right back out. I can't do it. It's really hard on both sides. It's a lot harder than it looks. You kind of get down here and you're like, how am I going to make this happen?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So as soon as if you feel you can't get that, then we're going to go to the opposite. So opposite arm, opposite leg, crossing, touching right over the FMS, and then back out in extension on both sides.
Try doing same side first
So you
time.
try it first side, first time, same side.
That'll be interesting.
definitely that. So either side you want.
Yeah, right. How many fingers?
Isn't it weird?
Do your strong side, there you go.
Okay. And then before you move on, yeah, try the opposite side. Okay. Okay. So let's actually go to the second one. So you can go opposite, opposite. Keep real stable. And then touch across the center and get full extension all the way out. A couple more tries. There you go. So you corrected right there. Good. All right, let's try the right. All right, so right there I can actually see that he's actually even. So he didn't get perfect on it, but there's not an imbalance. Okay, so that's not really my major concern right there. And that's it. Let's get running around for that. Excellent, thank you. So right here I found a bunch of indications here. He's got 3 major asymmetries actually. 3 major imbalances. Actually 4, excuse me. 4 major imbalances. As far as his hurdle step, he scored higher on one side than his other side. His inline lunge, he scored higher on one side. His shoulder mobility and also his active straight leg raise imbalances as well. But those are, again, going to cause the body to be in compensation mode big time. So those are going to be what we're going to be actually prescribing him as homework and also infused in his program as well. Okay, so that's how the FMS testing works. It's interesting because it's a very simple system, but it tells a lot. It really does. Okay. Moving on. Thanks, kid. Appreciate it. Little hand up to Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. So, this is probably a question you guys are all wondering. So, basically, we've actually devised a couple different things. As far as we actually priced it, so we can actually give you guys an idea of what it's going to be solo. In a lot of cases, what you guys are looking for is what's it going to be when you actually combine it. Okay, because I know that's a lot of the situation that you guys are in here. So more or less, these sessions actually range anywhere, depending on what you're looking to do, from 47 per session all the way down to, say, 28 per session. This is talking semi-private alone, okay, with that as well. So we have the 1-time, 2-time, or 3-time per week programs with this as well. And that's basically how it's lined out in the 3, 6, and 12-month programs. Basically the same type of offers we do as far as time frame-wise with our live group personal training as well. As far as when you add to the boot camp, the price drops pretty significantly here as well. As far as, and these are based on, so more or less you're talking for a 3-month, it would be $189 for 1 time a week. Adding it to boot camp, we would go down to $143. Same thing with the 12-month at $141 as far as standalone type deal. Goes down to $129 for the 12-month education here. So it really drops down pretty significantly with this. We're going to be having these actually up online, and we're going to be actually posting them out in handouts for you guys very, very soon too, so you can actually have them here. Where most people now, as far as recommendation-wise, you know, if you're looking to add 1 or 2, you know, I know a lot of people have actually talked about splitting it right down the middle, like 2 and 2, so on and so forth. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to do, say, 3 myself here, 2 over there, and if not, I might even switch it around. Okay, so it really just depends on individually what you're looking to do. It depends on how bad your asymmetries are as well, and that's going to also be an indication here. But either way, you know, will you notice a difference with 1 time a week over there compared to, say, 3 times here, drop down to 2 and do 1 over there? Absolutely. Would you notice a huge difference, a much greater difference if you went 2 over there and 1 over here? Yes, you would. You absolutely would. And I can say that with confidence as well. Okay, so just so you guys know that, that's basically how the prices are going to be laid out with that.
They'll be in your email this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Check
So,
your emails later.
Special offer we have for you guys today too. We were talking about this as far as what we present you guys here. I actually have 2 offers. First things first is basically I want to try it out. I want to try it out. So try out the semi-private model. We've actually basically packaged a system here with an FMS screening, because that's basically anyone who comes into this is going to get an FMS screening right away, because without it we can't design your program. Okay, so that hits you right up first, and then that would be actually 3 sessions with that for a special price of $99. So it'll be $33 per session here, and that'll give you a really good idea of what's this all about over here. Okay, and that's going to be a special. That's going to be going on. What do we decide?
Through Wednesday at 8.
With this one. Okay, so you have until Wednesday to act on this one as well, and then we have the killer offer, as far as I'm concerned, is basically a sweeter deal, a 1-year, 12-month, 2-time per week program. All right, so we know, or you guys know actually from the emails that we do our paid in full specials and whatnot. And that's again basically what this is, and this is pretty much something that's pretty much going to be offered to to you guys. We're basically have a 5-person limit on this, so depending on how you guys respond to this, is going to basically depend on if we're going to actually shoot an email out to basically get this deal to other people as well. As far as I can explain to you guys as far as what this is actually going to include, this is all based upon 2 times a week for the training program here. There's actually going to be an individual 30-minute nutritional consultation initially with this program here as well. 1 30-minute nutrition exercise or whatever type of meeting you want to actually talk about as far as where are you lacking, where do you need help per month with this as well. So that's going to be something we'll actually be able to schedule with you guys. We did actually release a new 21 quick tip guide to actually improve your nutrition as well, and then continued monthly e-coaching as well. And that's $24.99 for a paid in full price. Basically, if you add it up here, it's going to be down to $26 per session and a savings of $15.68 over that year. So that's basically an offer that we're looking to do. And again, this is more or less something that we're really trying to get these out here. Number one, to cover what we put into the program. Too, but obviously you can see that it's definitely been quite a bit. And it's basically a great way we can actually start off, because what we're looking for is really looking to get as many people in the program so that you guys can talk to other people about it and be like, this is what it did for me. You know, so that's the big thing about this particular offer here, you guys, is really is that we can actually start building that program and really building the value of what it's going to provide for you guys. So that's that offer here. Again, this is actually going to be an offer that's going to go through Monday. All right, so basically we'll give you guys,
Or till it sells out.
Yeah, or until it sells out, So for that, that's basically kind of what we're looking for with that. So if you're interested in that, make sure you guys let us know right away. Because again, I have no idea how quick it's going to go. The other offer that we actually put on the internet, is you guys, or not on the internet, through email for you guys, actually sold out in 6 hours. Is basically what it did when we were looking for that last paid full membership. So that's on the table for you guys as well today. And let's talk about some questions here.